Gotta say, I thought I knew a thing or two about coffee, but the stuff you sent me, my morning cups never felt so intergalactic.
Well, buckle up because this deep dive is about how your average cup of joe became the hottest commodity in the known universe.
Okay, so I'm already picturing the headlines. Earth ruled by coffee beans, not politicians. But seriously, how did we even get here? It's not like we planned this whole thing.
It's actually way more, well, accidental than you might think. We're talking a diplomatic meeting gone strangely right, a stressed out human ambassador, and these aliens, right, called the Zixarans. They're already like the geniuses of the galaxy, known for solving these crazy complex equations, quantum physics stuff that make our computers overheat just trying.
Okay, so we've got a high-stakes meeting, brainy aliens, and I'm guessing at least one human who's thinking, when can I get some coffee?
Exactly. And picture this. Said human, probably out of sheer earthling instinct, offers the Zixaran a cup. Maybe out of politeness, maybe hoping for a caffeine miracle, who knows? But what happens next? Nobody could have predicted it.
Okay, now I need details. Are we talking instant coffee packets? Did they smuggle a whole espresso machine onto the spaceship? How fancy are we getting here?
Honestly, probably instant. But here's the thing, fancy or not, the effect was the same. Zixaran takes a sip and it's like someone hit fast forward on their brain. Hyperfocus, they call it. And suddenly, those impossible equations solved like 10 minutes later.
Talk about a productivity boost. No wonder they went crazy for it. But, okay, hold on. If coffee does that to their already intense brains, what about other aliens? Is the whole galaxy out there pulling all-nighters fueled by double espressos?
You're not wrong to ask. The effects are definitely not one size fits all. Take the Krithniks, for example. They've got this telepathic thing going on, right? But it used to be super limited, like short-range radio waves. Then coffee enters the picture, and boom, suddenly their telepathic range is exploding across star systems.
So coffee's like their intergalactic internet booster shot. That's insane. Although, I bet the interstellar spam calls are out of control.
Now, imagine the possibilities, though. Diplomacy at the speed of thought, knowledge shared across galaxies in an instant. The Krithniks are at the forefront of a communication revolution, and it all traces back to our humble being.
Mind-blowing is an understatement. Okay, we've gone way past a simple caffeine fix. This is shaping up to be a whole galactic game changer. But before we get too hyped on the positives, gotta ask, are there any downsides? It can't all be interstellar texting and superpowered brainstorming, right?
You're right to be cautious. Remember those articles about the slore? They're aquatic, and well, coffee does not agree with them. Let's just say it's not pretty. Instead of a nice buzz, they get these super vivid, totally uncontrollable hallucinations.
Yikes, that's rough. Sounds like somebody needs to invent a decaf version stat. Have you checked your species' caffeine tolerance today? That's got to be the new intergalactic PSA, right? But
Yeah.
seriously, that's actually a really sobering thought. We're talking about potentially messing up an entire species with a latte.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Even something as, seemingly harmless as coffee can have some crazy unintended consequences on a galactic scale. It definitely adds another layer to Earth's sudden rise as, well, a coffee superpower.
So we've gone from a dropped cup of joe to a full-blown galactic phenomenon. Earth, the accidental barista to the stars. I gotta say, it's a lot to take in. Did we, actually manage to brew our way out of this, or did we hit peak coffee chaos?
Well, let's just say humanity had to get creative and fast. Think faster than a caffeine withdrawal headache.
Innovation on a galactic scale. I mean, we're talking solutions as weird and wonderful as the aliens drinking this stuff.
Picture this, right? Instead of those nice little farms we're used to, we're talking about these massive, climate-controlled biodomes stretching across entire deserts, each one pumping out more coffee than, all of Earth did a century ago.
Okay, now that's thinking big.
Yeah.
But still, even with all that space-age farming, we're talking about a galaxy hooked on caffeine. Did we actually manage to get coffee to every corner of the cosmos? Or are there still alien civilizations out there wondering what all the fuss is about?
You know those drawl you mentioned? Super resourceful species, known for, well, let's just say they're pretty sharp when it comes to business. They saw this whole coffee craze happening and went all in.
Oh, I bet they did. Wait, did they start buying up Starbucks franchises across the galaxy or something?
Funnier than that, they bought up huge tracts of land right here on Earth, creating these massive coffee plantations. We're talking operations that make our Earth-based farms look like, tiny little gardens.
Aliens buying up Earth's land for coffee farms. Now that's a headline. Talk about a seller's market. But I can see how other alien species might have some opinions about that.
Oh, they did. The Zixarans, big on balance as they are, they weren't thrilled. Same with the Krithniks. Now that they've got this galaxy-wide communication network, both of them saw the Drall's land grab as, well, kind of a threat to the whole coffee equilibrium.
So now we've got intergalactic tension brewing all over who gets to control the world supply of Joe. Talk about high stakes. Who knew coffee could be so political?
Supply and demand, my friend, but on a cosmic scale. Earth's caught right in the middle, the accidental kingpin of this whole galactic commodity.
We're not just brewing coffee anymore. We're brewing up some serious interstellar diplomacy. This is intense.
It's true, and as with any precious resource, well, let's just say everyone wants a piece of the action.
Hold on. Before we go full galactic chess match here, you mentioned something earlier about space trucking routes. Is there actually like a FedEx for coffee beans that spans light years?
Oh, it's bigger than just trucking. We're talking about a whole new infrastructure. Imagine repurposed warships, now massive cargo ships hauling coffee across the galaxy.
From fighting alien threats to delivering interstellar caffeine fixes, talk about a career change.
And it's not just the ships themselves, right? We're talking about these crazy complex navigation systems, communication relays, entire spaceports built specifically for coffee transport. It's a whole new industry, and it's absolutely booming.
Okay, so we've got aliens buying up Earth, space truckers hauling lattes across the cosmos, and everyone's worried about who's controlling the coffee supply. This is less coffee break and more like a ticking time bomb.
And that's just the economic side of things. Remember, coffee isn't just a drink anymore. It's political power, a
Ew.
status symbol, even a cultural cornerstone for some. It's woven itself into the very fabric of galactic society.
Okay, my brain needs a refill just processing all of this. We're going to need a whole other deep dive just to unpack the social and political side of things.
And unpack we shall, because that's where things get really interesting. Buckle up, because next time we're diving headfirst into galactic politics, where a single cup of coffee can make or break alliances.
So we've gone from a single cup of coffee to like a full-blown galactic obsession. Earth, right in the middle of it all. And honestly, I'm not sure I'm ready to trade my French press for a spaceship just yet. But seriously, where does all of this lead? Are we talking like intergalactic coffee wars?
Well, I wouldn't say wars just yet, but you're right. We've stumbled onto something way bigger than just a caffeine boost. It's about how this totally normal Earth drink somehow reshaped the entire galactic landscape.
Okay, so paint me a picture. Best case scenario. What does a coffee-powered galactic future even look like?
So imagine a galaxy where all these different alien species are sitting down over, a steaming cup of ethically sourced, fair trade coffee Earth. The birthplace of this cosmic being becomes a symbol of peace and cooperation.
Okay, I can get behind that. We're talking intergalactic summits fueled by double espressos, settling trade disputes with a perfect shot of Robusta.
Exactly. The Krithniks, with their instant communication, they could help bridge all these cultural divides. And the Zixarans, with their enhanced focus, they could lead the way on breakthroughs in, well, pretty much every scientific field, Earth supplying the, fuel for this whole collaboration. We could finally find our place on the galactic stage.
Now, that's a hopeful image. And honestly, we could all use a little bit of hope these days,
Oh,
but this is the deep dive, right? We don't shy away from the less cheery possibilities. What happens if this whole caffeine-fueled utopia goes, well, a little bit sour?
Power's a tricky thing. Even coffee-powered power. We've already seen the tension with the drawl and them buying up all that land. What's stopping them, or someone even more ambitious, from just, I don't know, trying to take over the source completely?
So we're talking like galactic turf wars over coffee plantations. Space pirates hijacking interstellar coffee freighters. Those space trucker jobs are starting to sound a little more dangerous.
You'd be surprised what people, or aliens, I guess, will do for a good cup of coffee. It started wars on Earth. Just imagine the stakes on a galactic scale. Earth, with, our limited defenses, we'd be a prime target.
That is a chilling thought, and we haven't even touched on the very real possibility of humans just, I don't know, messing it up all on our own.
Exactly. Greed, short-sightedness, even just plain old mismanagement. We could turn this whole coffee boom into a cosmic coffee bust. Imagine the galactic fallout if Earth, the accidental caretaker of this precious resource, if we just totally drop the ball.
That is a lot of pressure for a planet that's still trying to figure out things like sustainable energy and, world peace. It's like we went from learning to walk to suddenly being handed the keys to a starship, and it's all because of our coffee beans.
And that really is the heart of it all, isn't it? We started with a simple question: what if coffee took over the galaxy? But what we found is it's not really about the coffee at all. It's a reflection of us. Our hopes, our anxieties, our potential for both amazing things and, well, total disaster.
Definitely a lot to think about, especially with a fresh cup of coffee in my hand. Really makes you realize that even the smallest actions can have these massive, cosmic ripples.
Every sip is a reminder, right? We're all connected in this vast, crazy universe. And what we choose to do with that connection, with something as simple as a bean, well, that's up to us.
You've given us all a lot to ponder, that's for sure.
Enjoy it. Take it slow. Savor each sip. Let those big questions brew, just like a good cup of coffee. I have a feeling this is a conversation we'll be coming back to again and again.
You're probably right. So next time you're reaching for that morning cup, just remember, you're not just brewing a drink, you're brewing up possibilities, challenges, maybe even the fate of the galaxy. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and as always, keep that coffee brewing.